Thank you so much, Bruce. We gather together today digitally, each of us in our own homes, and as we come together, it's only right to remember that each of us is on land which was once the traditional territory of Indigenous people. My home and our church building are built on the land of the Iowa people, who called themselves Pohote in their own language. Good morning, and I hope everyone is feeling well on this slightly chilly morning. I'm Reverend Amy Petrie Shaw. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and welcome to our digital service. Heidi Levine is today's celebrant. Barb Martin is our song leader. Bruce Martin is our pianist. Please keep your microphones muted throughout the entire service. You're welcome to turn your cameras on. We are recording the service. It will be available on our main UCDSM Facebook page and our First Church of Des Moines YouTube channel. After the service, we turn off the recording, but you are welcome to stay around, turn on your mic and camera, and join us for a virtual coffee hour. Today is Mother's Day, and we're going to be talking about the people who mother, all of the mothers and others who loved us into being. Cheryl Lacey Donovan says, mother is a verb. It's something you do, not just who you are. We gather here together with joy to celebrate the mothers and others who loved us into being. We recognize the mothers who did it well, and the mothers who tried, and the mothers who were lucky we survived them at all. We recognize the stepmoms and the nanas and the grandmothers and the aunts and the neighbor ladies. We celebrate the girlfriends and the partners. We celebrate moms who aren't females and dads who had to be mom because mom wasn't there. We celebrate the adoptive moms and all the moms who put a child up for adoption. We recognize the mothers of babies born still, and we celebrate with those who are waiting for a child to arrive. And we hold close those who never had or wanted children of their own, but who brightened the lives of every child they met. And today we celebrate them all. So come and let us be in community here together.
We light this chalice today to honor the mothers and others who made sure through their life and their love that we made it this far. Our gathering song this morning is number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me. The words are copied in the chat screen. Please keep your mics muted and sing along at home if you would like.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and the rose in the winter time.
Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines digital service. My name is Heidi Levine. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and it is my joy to serve as celebrant for this morning's service. Whether you are with us for the day or here for a lifetime, we are glad that you have chosen to join us online. Everyone is welcome to join us for this service, whether or not you live in Des Moines or have ever physically been at First Unitarian. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we hope that you find something here today to help you on your life's journey. We are excited to have Alejito as our outreach partner for May and June. Their mission is to provide programming that builds the leadership potential of Latinx youth through college preparation, career development, civic engagement, family support, and celebration of culture.
Thank you, Heidi. We are going to have a special video this morning. Several weeks ago, we tried to have this video as part of our service, and we couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get it to work. I think we have the problem fixed, so I am delighted today. We are going to see Sawyer Evans doing Sonatina by Franz Joseph Haydn. Keep your fingers crossed.
Today I will be playing Sonatina by Haydn.
Thank you so much, Sawyer, and thank you to Becky and Sawyer for being very, very patient. Our story for all ages today is for all of our children who want so badly to do something for Mother's Day, and maybe for all the parents who have overnight become homeschool teachers without adequate supplies or training. Sometimes you just can't do it right. So today's story is called Just for You by Mercer Mayer. If you'll give me just a minute.
Just for You by Mercer Mayer. This morning, I wanted to make breakfast just for you. But the eggs were too slippery. I wanted to wash the floor just for you. But the soap was too bubbly. I wanted to put away the dishes just for you. But the floor was too wet. I wanted to carry the groceries just for you. But the bag broke. I ate my sandwich just for you. But not my crusts. I wanted to take a nap just for you. But the bed was too bouncy. I wanted to mow the lawn just for you. But I was too little. I picked an apple just for you. But on the way home, I got hungry. I wanted to set the table just for you. But the TV was too loud. I wanted to not splash in my bath just for you. But there was a storm. I wanted to do something very special just for you. And I did it.
Thank you all for letting me share that story with you. My offering words are said with my normal restraint. Things I've Learned from My Children by Stephen M. Soltenkopf, PhD. This is a real piece. When you hear the toilet flush and the words, uh-oh, it's already too late. Brake fluid mixed with Clorox makes smoke and a lot of it. A 6-year-old can start a fire with a flint rock, even though a 36-year-old PhD says they can only do that in the movies. A king-size waterbed holds enough water to fill a 2,000 square foot house 4 inches deep. Play-Doh and microwave should never be used in the same sentence. Super glue is forever. No matter how much Jell-O you put in a swimming pool, you can't walk on water. VCRs do not eject peanut butter and jelly sandwich, even though TV commercials say they do. Garbage bags are not parachutes. You probably don't want to know what that odor is. Always look in the oven before you turn it on. The melting point of Barbie is 350 degrees. The spin cycle on the washing machine does not make earthworms dizzy. Freshly washed earthworms are not a pretty sight. Doing gymnastics with cats does make them dizzy. Cats throw up twice their body weight when dizzy. Legos will pass through the digestive tract of a 4-year-old. Quarters will not. The morning offering will now be given and received, and all quarters are welcome, whatever their origin, as long as you've washed them first. If you would like to support First Unitarian Des Moines and our Faith in Action partner, El Éxito, there is going to be a link in the chat in just a moment, or you can go to our primary website at, okay, thank you, Lyra, she's put that up. Or you can go to our primary website at ucdsm.org and click on Give on the top bar on the front page. When the pull-down menu opens, click on Online Giving, and you can put in any amount you like in the basket. But the link is in the chat. All right, Bruce, thank you. Thank you so much, Bruce. We're a community of human hands and human hearts, even when we're not together in the same building. We come together here online to share our laughter and our tears and to continue to minister one to one another, because we're still the church. No matter where we are, we're still one community. We're with each other through the great times, and we're with each other as we struggle with life's challenges. We hold in love anyone who is grieving or heavy-hearted today. I have a couple of joys and concerns that were sent in. Kent Newman said, after 4 weeks of working 12-hour shifts on an adult COVID-19 unit, ICU at Bronx Jacoby North Hospital, his RN daughter, Signe, felt ill in the hotel where the nurses were staying last Sunday. She went to the urgent care clinic, got a COVID test, was off work for 3 days till it came back negative. She planned to return to work and request to work in the ER where her experience was rather than the ICU. And Ken said, thank you so much for holding her in your thoughts and prayers. She found a daycare at St. Francis of Assisi in West Des Moines that's providing free daycare for children of essential workers and spouses, so John can take Harriet and Abel there and work from home during the day. So they are all fine. This one is a lovely one. Nicole and Matt Ferguson, they would like to announce the arrival of their first human child, Theodore Gregory Ferguson, born May 1st, 2020. Mom, dad, and baby are all doing well. And big brothers Skywalker and Maverick are adjusting well to their new human. And they said they look forward to when they can bring Theo to church for the first time. So we hold Kent and Signe and Nicole and Matt, baby Theo, and Skywalker and Maverick on our hearts. Let us bring into this moment anyone we know who could use some special love and care and attention. And as we say their names out loud or silently, may the love of this community hold them all. Please feel free to use the chat to place the names of those you want held by the community. Within our community and across the wider world, there are people who are denied their inherent worth and dignity because of something about who they are and their inherent humanity. May our work, may the work of our hands and our hearts and our community always support and comfort all those who are marginalized and oppressed and silenced and at risk. May we be called to action over and over again by the needs of those who struggle against violence, degradation, and destruction. May our light shine on the broken places of the world. May we journey in solidarity with all those who fight for equity and justice in human relation. May those who are grieving, may they be comforted. May those who are tired or unwell, may they find rest. May the broken places be healed. And may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant. When we are in our building, we normally light 3 candles. We light the first one for all of the joys and the concerns that we've shared. We light one for the names we've spoken or we've written. And we light a final candle for all the joys and all the sorrows that are deeply held but remain unspoken here today.
Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul.
Our first reading is an excerpt from In Case Mother's Day is Hard for You by Jan Lennon. For some, Mother's Day is an amazing and perfect holiday with breakfast in bed and the sound of happy voices and no regrets. We bless you and share your joy. For others, Jan Lennon says, you want to be tearful. You want to be with the program. But some years there are all these little points of pain that will not go away. The baby you never had, the one you gave up, the kid you lost to something bigger than you, the child that slipped away before you ever held her, the one that was never born, the one you are worried you're failing, the one that failed you. The mother who's so close and yet so far. The one you loved so much who couldn't love you back. The one you could never love because it hurt too much. The one you lost too soon. The one who is slipping away. The one you can never please. The one you wish you could live up to. There are no cards to honor these children or these mothers. There are no holidays to contain all the parts of you that fall outside the lines of generally understood sorrow or celebration. But there is this moment, this incredible moment, where you can feel it all, where for once you can't stuff it down or forget it, where you have to be with it because it is not going away. And here, my friends, is where something important happens. This is where we connect, where we understand we are frail, where we are human, where we see in new ways what life means. Where we are issued a compelling and persistent invitation to mother ourselves, to cut ourselves the breaks we didn't get, to ask for the help we always wanted, to let tears come and say, this is how it is. I'll ask in this one tiny moment for the courage I need to let everything just be. No matter what your point of pain or challenge today, I want you to know that you are not the only one. Somewhere over a joyful Mother's Day breakfast, there is a woman faking a smile who feels just like you do. Somewhere in a very silent house with no one to call, there is a woman who is tending the ache of her loss, just like you. Somewhere, standing in the shower, there is a woman who is feeling it all and letting the tears come, just like you. Happy or sad, you are not alone. Barb and Bruce?
We will be singing two Sondheim songs today. And the first one is from Into the Woods, and the one we'll do later is from Sweeney Todd. Careful the things you say, children will listen. Careful the things you do, children will learn and learn. Children may not obey, but children will listen. Children will look to you for which way to turn to learn how to be. Careful before you say, listen to me. Children will listen. Careful the wish you make. Wishes are children. Careful the path they take. Wishes come true, not free. Careful the spell you cast, not just on children. Sometimes the spell will last past what you can see and turn against you. Careful the tale you tell, that is true, and children will turn if just to be free. Careful before you say, listen to me. Children will listen. Children will listen. Children will listen.
Thank you so much, Barb and Bruce. That was gorgeous. Our meditation today is called The Many Names for Mother, Father, Parent by Janet Bowering. Blessed is the person who feeds and warms, washes and comforts a child and soothes them in illness, for they shall be called caregiver. Blessed is the person who gives shelter and food, clothing, toys, books, and tools, for they shall be called provider. Blessed is the person who opens doors in the child's experience, who explains the puzzling and wonders at the mysterious, for they shall be called teacher. Blessed is the person who shields a child from that which will wither or warp, who protects a child from abuse and exploitation, who guards against bullying and scorn, for they will be called defender. Blessed is the person who takes the time to listen, who is there for a child in the darkness, who is aware of the fear, who speaks words of encouragement in moments of despair, for they shall be called sustainer. Blessed is the person who guides a child in the search for beauty, encourages them at what is daunting, steadies them as they explore new experience, who fires their aspiration and their dreams, for they shall be called aspirer. Blessed are all these persons who help to bring an infant along the many paths to maturity, for in them is the future well-being of humanity. Please join me in a silent moment of thought, meditation, or prayer.
Our second reading is an excerpt from Why I Hate Mother's Day by Anne Lamott. Don't get me wrong, there were times I could have literally died of love for my son, and I felt stoned on his rich, desperate love for me. But I bristle at the whispered lie that you can know this level of love and self-sacrifice only if you are a parent. We talk about loving one's child as if a child were a mystical unicorn. 98% of American parents secretly feel that if you have not had and raised a child, your capacity for love is somehow diminished. 98% of American parents secretly believe that non-parents cannot possibly know what it is to love unconditionally, to be selfless, to put yourself at risk for the greatest loss. But in my experience, it's parents who are prone to exhibit terrible self-satisfaction and selfishness, who can raise children as adjuncts, like rooms added on in a remodel. Their children's value and achievements in the world are reflected glory necessary for these parents' self-esteem and sometimes for the family's survival. This is how children's souls are destroyed. But my main gripe about Mother's Day is that it feels incomplete and imprecise. The main thing that ever helped mothers was other people mothering them, a chain of mothering that keeps the whole shebang afloat. I am the woman I grew to be partly in spite of my mother, and partly because of the extraordinary love of her best friends and my own best friends' mothers, and from surrogates, many of whom were not women at all, but gay men. I have loved them my entire life, even after their passing. No one is more sentimentalized in America than mothers on Mother's Day, but no one is more often blamed for the culture's bad people and behavior. You want to give me chocolate and flowers? That would be great. I love them both. I just don't want them out of guilt. And I don't want them if you're not going to give them to all the people who helped mother our children. But if you are going to include everyone, then make mine something like M&Ms. And maybe flowers you picked yourself, even from my own garden. The cut stems wrapped in wet paper towels, then tinfoil, and a waxed paper bag from my kitchen drawers. I don't want something special. I want something beautifully plain. Like everything else, it can fill me only if it is ordinary and available to all. Our centering song today is number 1012, When I Am Frightened. The words will be in the chat screen. Please continue to keep your mics muted and sing along at home if you wish.
When I am frightened, will you reassure me? When I am certain, will you hold my hand? Will you be strong for me? Sing to me quietly. Will you share some of your stories with me? If you will show me compassion, then I may learn to care as you do. Then I may learn to care. When I am angry, will you still embrace me? When I am thoughtless, will you understand? Will you believe in me? Stand by me willingly. Will you share some of your questions with me? If you will show me acceptance, then I may learn to give as you do. Then I may learn to give. When I am troubled, will you listen to me? When I am lonely, will you be my friend? Will you be there for me? Comfort me tenderly. Will you share some of your feelings with me? If you will show me commitment, then I may learn to love as you do. Then I may learn to love. Not to worry, not to worry. I may not be smart, but I ain't dumb. Let me do it, put me to it. Show me something I can overcome. Not a worry, chum. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no sir, not while I'm around. Demons are prowling everywhere nowadays. I'll send them howling, I don't care, I got ways. No one's gonna harm you, no one's gonna dare. Others may desert you, not to worry, whistle, I'll be there. Demons will charm you for a while with a smile, but in time nothing can harm you, not while I'm around. No one's gonna harm you, no one's gonna dare. Others may desert you, not to worry, whistle, I'll be there. Demons will charm you with a smile for a while, but in time nothing can harm you, not while I'm around. Demons will charm you with a smile for a while, but in time nothing can harm you, not while I'm around.
Thank you so much. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Isn't that supposed to be the quintessential essence of what it means to be a mom? Mothers and others who loved us into being. That's what today is all about. The people supposedly who said, nothing's gonna hurt you while I'm here. That's what I'm here for. So maybe I'm talking about you. Maybe I'm talking about your mother. Maybe I'm talking about both. Who loved you into being the person you are? Who are you loving into being an amazing person? This is a great question as we all sit in close quarters with relationships dialed up to 11 in some cases. Mother's Day isn't some kind of liturgical holiday on most church calendars. A lot of us celebrate it anyway. Some of us ask all the mothers to stand, maybe give them a carnation. In UU churches across the country today, some ministers will be broadcasting and talking about how our own Unitarian abolitionist, Julia Ward Howe, how she issued her Mother's Day proclamation against war, and in 1872, she asked women to join together for peace. They will share with mildly interested congregations the fact that Howe asked for the first Mother's Day to be celebrated in June. Most of them will admit the fact that no one cared at the time. It wasn't until 1908 when Episcopalian Anna Jarvis led the celebration of the first Mother's Day that the holiday really came into existence. The holiday is supposed to celebrate our mothers and maternal bonds and the influence of mothers in society. Apparently badly but lovingly made breakfast in bed, overpriced cards from Hallmark, those all play in here somewhere, at least according to Hallmark. But if words have baggage, the word mother comes with 3 suitcases, a trunk, and 2 carry-ons. Talking about mothers is hard for a whole host of reasons. Start with the obvious one. Who are mothers? Mothers may be the people who physically gave life by internally gestating a fetus, but it's not a prerequisite. Mothers are the ones who were there for the life, whether or not they were there for the conception. Mothers are the people who heard that old song, "Mamas, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys," and thought, oh my God, is that one more thing I have to worry about? Really? Mothers are the ones who cut our meat really nice and small and told us not to choke. And when we ate so fast that we choked anyway, they gave us a big hug. They were there at 3 a.m. when we had the chicken pox or a migraine. They were there the first time someone asked us out on a date, or the first time someone told us no, they didn't want to go out on a date with us. Mothers were the ones who cleaned our knees when we got them skinned and taught us that silly song and didn't scream when we asked for it 2,000 times. They played that game with us with all the pieces and the cards over and over and over again. For all those moms who worked and worried and made sure that we had dinner and were there to clap and to hug, and they put our stuff on the fridge, we recognize them. Today is their day. For all the moms who are doing that for little people right now, today is your day. We celebrate with joy their lessons on how to be present and how to listen and how to love. And if we grew up to be cowboys with those kind of moms, we ride well. We love our horses because they taught us that. But not every mother enjoys every minute of that process, as Anne Lamott said this morning. Writer Anna Marie Kelly Harbaugh says, "I long to celebrate Mother's Day my way, quietly and selfishly. I spend every day with my family. On Mother's Day, I just want to be left alone to do whatever I want, whenever I want, the way that I could before I became a mother. I fantasize about sitting on my front porch with a seasonal beverage and reading in the breeze. I want to garden, but only a little. I want to jog without a stroller. I want to eat a salad from start to finish with no interruptions, vegetable complaints, or ketchup. I wouldn't mind pushing a button to summon my children briefly. I would smile at them, feel pride, but then I want to push another button and send them away again." So, who are mothers again? Some of our mothers were there and not there. They kept us from running into the road. They made sure we didn't starve. They did their best, but like Anne Marie, sometimes their hearts were elsewhere. Some were too tired. Some were too sick. Some were alone, and others wished they were. Some of them wanted to help with homework, but lost their temper and turned away. Others, well, they tried to help, and they just couldn't understand. They got it wrong. They screwed it up. They screwed us up. But they came back, and they tried again, and again, and again. So for all the mothers who tried and failed and tried again, for all the mothers who never got it right, never felt they got it right, but still didn't leave, we celebrate your struggle. We see your pain. We honor you. We honor them. If we grew up to be cowboys, we ride bravely because of them. We learned not to be afraid of sudden changes or mistakes, and we pick ourselves up and we try and try and try again. Some of our mothers weren't there at all. We never met them because they left as soon as we were born. They walked away or ran away or faded over months or years. Some died, others were just not around. Some we lost to alcohol or drug addiction, some to the promises of boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands, maybe to a bigger city or a newer life. Some we lost to jail or to mental illness. Some could not keep us, but gave us up with tears in their eyes and an ache in their heart. Some gave us up with laughter and relief and never looked back. And you know what? Some of us became cowboys, wild and fierce gunslingers, mostly because no one ever told us it was a bad idea. Today, we honor all those mothers who couldn't stay. We honor those who wished it could have been different. We honor those who never realized that there was another way to do it. Who were our mothers? Writer Alison Luterman says this in her poem, Invisible Work. Because no one could ever praise me enough, because I don't mean these poems only, but the unseen, unbelievable effort it takes to live the life that goes on between them. I think all the time about invisible work, about the young mother on welfare I interviewed years ago who said, it's hard. You bring him to the park, run rings around yourself, keeping him safe, cut hot dogs into bite-sized bites for dinner, and there's no one to say what a good job you were doing, how you were patient and loving for the 1,000th time, even though you had a headache. And I, who am used to feeling sorry for myself because I'm lonely, when all the while, as the Chippewa poem says, I am being carried by great winds across the sky, through the invisible work that stitches up the day and night, the slow, unglamorous work of healing the way worms in the garden tunnel ceaselessly so the earth can breathe and bees ransack this world into being, while owls and poets stalk shadows, our loneliest labors under the moon. There are mothers for everything, and the sea is a mother too, whispering and whispering to us long after we stopped listening. I stopped and let myself lean a moment against the blue shoulder of the air. The work of my heart is the work of the world's heart. There is no other art. Wow. Mothers do the work of the world's heart. Some of them are related to us by blood or adoption or marriage. Some are recognized, and they get called mom or mama or ma. Others are grandma or granny or nanny or oma. Some are called Bill or Frank, and some are called dad. And some are not related to us at all. Some are the teachers and lunch ladies and aunties of our childhood, the librarian who took the extra time, the storyteller who inspired us. Maybe the cashier at the gas station who looked for us every day after school and listened to our day between stocking shelves and cleaning floors. Today, we honor all those who fill the spot marked mother in our souls. For the mothers who raised us right with love and care, thank you. For the mothers who screwed it up completely, but who tried as hard as they could, thank you. For the mothers who got it wrong, we recognize that just as we are shaped by our lives, you were shaped by yours. We honor the fact that you gave us life. Thank you. For the mothers who came late and stayed, thank you. For the mothers who left and never forgot, thank you. For the mothers who regret nothing because there really is little to regret, thank you. For the mothers who regret nothing because they do not understand what there is to regret, thank you. For the mothers who mourn because they have lost a child, we see you. Thank you. Bless the mothers who let us grow up to be cowboys and firemen and teachers and ministers and doctors and all the rest. Bless all those who do the work of loving and guiding children in the world. Bless all the children who grow up to have children themselves. And mamas, don't just let your babies grow up to be cowboys. For all the mothers and others out there who are loving someone into being, go take some riding lessons with them. And be blessed. Thank you.
We extinguish this chalice, but carry the light in our hearts to shine the way for all those who we mother and guide. Our final song this morning is number 409, Sleep My Child. The words will be in the chat screen. Again, please keep your mics muted and sing along at home as you would like.
Sleep, my child, and peace attend you all through the night. My love you shall be near you all through the night. Soft and drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. My loving vigil keeping all through the night. Mother, I can feel you near me all through the night. Father, I know you can hear me all through the night. And when I am your age nearly, still I will remember clearly how you sang and held me dearly all through the night. While the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while one half the world is sleeping all through the night, even while the sun comes stealing, visions of the day revealing, breathes a pure and holy feeling all through the night.
Go in peace to love one another, cowboy or lawyer, waitress, warrior, or king. The service ends, but your service begins anew. Peace, ashe, and may it be so.
Soul of truth, eternal goodness, sojourn with us as we part. Fill our hearts with high endeavor. Keep us just and pure in heart. Strengthen us for daily duty. Guide us by the inward light. hallowed be each coming morning. Calm and peaceful be